Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. You ain't got no cash. You ain't got no dollar. Stay with that drama.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I did a little poll on Instagram, which really was nothing because I have no followers, and also if you're watching this, follow me on Instagram at @YindyPlay. Okay, anyways, so I did a little poll on Instagram, and it was either a Valentine's Day look or get ready with me, and I said it was going to be a chit chat get ready with me, but I have absolutely nothing to chit chat about, so I just decided to do just like a little get ready with me. So if you would like to see how I do my makeup, definitely not on a daily basis because I don't wear makeup every day, but if I'm feeling frisky or risky, then this is what I do to my face. It honestly changes every week, but for the time being, this is what I do to my face. And if you would like to see how I put my wigs on, which is like the simplest thing ever, keep watching. I'll also put the specs for this hair, like where to get it from and like how much it was, if it's still even available, then I'll put that in the description bar. Make sure you click that. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and also follow me on all my social medias, which is just my name except for Twitter, it's YindyC. And here we go. Okay, so after already priming my face, I go in with the speck of foundation, and then I use my Morphe brush, and I like to apply that straight to the brush. I don't put it on the back of my hand or anything. I just start dotting that all over my face, make sure I'm getting it in every section, and then afterwards I just start using circular motions and blending. So after I'm finished applying that, I make sure everything's blended. I like to do my neck just so there's no discoloration between the two, and sometimes I even take it a little behind my ear if I'm wearing my hair up or I'm not wearing a wig or anything. So now I go in with this LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Beautiful Bronze, I believe it is. I usually put that in a V shape in my under eye area. I don't like to drag it all the way out to like further than the crease of my eye, the end of my eye, I guess, because I want my face to seem slimmer, not wider. And here I realized I added way too much product, but it's okay. We're just gonna move on to the next eye and hope for the best on that one. She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry. 50 dub, I even got it tatted on me. 81, they'll bring the crashes to the party. Hey, you know me. Turn it on to. So when I'm done dancing, I take my beauty blender and I go ahead and I blend that all out. If I don't feel like it's blended enough, I go back in with this Morphe brush because I feel like it blends so well. And I just make sure everything's blended. So now I go in with this Anastasia Dip Brow in Ebony, and I take this angled brush from e.l.f., I'm pretty sure it is. And I really don't have a specific way of doing my brows. I kind of just keep making tiny strokes in them until they look a lot fuller. After I finish both brows, I go back in with the same concealer that I used for the rest of my face, and I mix it with this Makeup Forever HD foundation. I think it's in Y505. It was a free sample, I forgot with what, but it was from Sephora. I mixed both of those together to get a lighter shade that I think is nice, and I apply it to my underbrow, and I also apply it over my brow as well. And I really like adding this concealer to under my eyebrow and over my eyebrow, because if you don't get your eyebrows done on a weekly basis, because I definitely don't, this will conceal those hairs that are peeking through. I literally take my fingers and blend out that concealer because I haven't really found a brush or anything else that I like to blend with. I just feel like your fingers definitely do the job. So when I finish blending that out, I go in with this Makeup Revolution baking powder in terracotta, and I go ahead and apply that to everywhere that I just recently concealed, besides under my eyebrow and over my eyebrow. So even though I didn't conceal around my mouth, I like to apply this where my smile lines are because I find that that's where I start creasing the most. I got this eyeshadow palette a really long time ago from NYX, so it's definitely probably not in stock anymore, but I take the lightest shade that's in there, and that's the only thing that I use on my lid. This is for my everyday makeup routine. For other days, I usually use the Morphe 350. I take this little eyeshadow palette, probably from a beauty supply store, and I put that in the crease of my eyes, not the crease, but where my tear ducts are. And that's just for like a pop of color, nothing too extra. And I apply that with like a really tiny brush. Now I take this really fluffy brush, it's so soft, and I dust off all of my setting powder with this. So if I don't feel like that's blended out enough, I go in with my beauty blender and I make sure it's not too powdery. So I really don't have a technique to how I put on my eyeliner as well, but I just kind of make sure I keep it even all the way through. And sometimes I wing it, sometimes I don't, but since I'm wearing lashes, I went ahead and winged it. After I make sure both wings are even, I go back in with my setting powder and I put it underneath my wings, and that's just to clean it up, and then I brush it right back off. I take this MAC Studio Fix foundation and this makeup brush. It's like an eyeshadow brush. I don't know which one, it's from e.l.f., but I take that and I put it on my eyelid, and also it blends my eyebrows and my eyes together so there's no like defined separation between the two. So this is my first time using these Ardell Baby Wispy lashes. I use the same brand lash glue, it just happened to work out that way. I use this glue for every single lashes that I put on my eye. And of course, it gets on my eyelid and not where it needs to go. If you guys out there know the struggle, let me know I'm not alone. So I wait a while for that to dry because it dries kind of white, but when it actually dries, like you give it a second, you can't really see it. But I always go back over it sometimes with eyeliner again. I take this MAC blush in Fever, I believe it's called, and I just actually recently started wearing blush again just to bring some color back to my face. I couldn't find one that actually matched my skin color that looked nice, but this will do. So for my highlight, I take this Mario Badescu facial spray in Cucumber and Green Tea, and my Becca highlight in Rose Gold, I believe. And I just spray this fan brush because I really like how highlight looks when it's kind of wet. When it's dry, it just looks a little chalky to me. And this gives off just a bit more shimmer. I go back in with that eyeshadow that I had earlier that I put in the corners of my eyes. And I apply that to my cheeks as well, and that gives me a gold finish. Since I'm going for a goldish look, I don't want to keep that rose gold look. I just feel like the gold looks better on my skin. And I also apply that to my nose and the tip of my nose. With that same eyeshadow, I apply this underneath my eyebrow, and this just adds that pop of color. So when I know that my eyelashes are fully dry, I take this Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and I apply it to just my lashes. I really try not to touch the fake lashes at all because, for one, I want them to last a long time, so I don't want to keep adding product to them. And I also just don't want them to seem more dramatic than they need to be because it's an everyday makeup look. So now that we're done with everything, I just set my face with that Mario Badescu setting spray. Well, it's definitely not setting spray, it's just a hydrating mist, but I feel like it does the job. So lately I've been obsessed with this NYX Intense Butter Gloss in Rocky Road. I just find that it gives me like that perfect nude that I'm looking for, but without being matte, you know? Because I've been feeling the glossy look lately. So this is the finished look. You have your natural, glowy, yet poppin', fierce, sharp eyeliner, glossy lips. Yes, girl, I see you, model. Hey, okay. Okay, so now for this hair. We're going to go ahead and take that headband off and fluff our hair out a bit, you know, just get some circulation going. And now we're going to take this beautiful wig that I made. I absolutely love it. I'm just actually starting to wear it again, but it is from Amazon and it's from Fire, and it was originally like 22 inches, but I cut it. It was an 18, 20, 22, and a 14-inch frontal, and I only used about 2 bundles and the frontal. And I sewed an elastic band on the back of it just to make it a bit more secure. But before we put that on, we're going to put our stocking cap on, just to make sure no hair is peeking out from underneath that wig. Okay, so now I just apply it from the front first, and then I flip that over, and I literally don't even know what I look like. A hot mess, I tell you that. But we definitely want to adjust it, make sure it looks nice. You want to make sure that hairline matches up with your hairline. You don't want it to go before it or right after it. You want to make it match up perfectly because you want that lace to lay, honey. So to tame it down a bit, I just mix some water with conditioner, and I also spray this on my natural hair. It's literally just water and Cantu shea butter, the cream, the leave-in conditioner mixed together. And I spray that all over, kind of saturate it, kind of a lot. So when we're done pretty much drenching our hair with that mix, I take this 24-hour edge tamer and a dirty behind toothbrush, and I lay those baby hairs. I actually hate baby hairs, so they're not too dramatic, but they're just enough to make you look like you have a natural hairline. So that is it. This is the finished look. We have our everyday makeup, we have our wig on, we are ready for the day. Okay, bye guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!